Optus Stadium. Acknowledge me.
Say his name and he appears.
But hello, everyone, and welcome to Kick It to Scoops. I'm your host, Cooper, the sole admin of AFL information, trade rumours, and results. I want to show a lineup for you guys and girls this evening on Kick It to Scoops. Well, on the weekend, we had the VFLW Grand Final between the Western Bulldogs and North Melbourne. It was a good game. It was an interesting game of swings and roundabouts in terms of like big chunk of goals for the Roos and a big chunk of goals for the Dogs. And then the last quarter, it was at three-quarter time, it was level. The Roos were up by about 26 to 30 points within the second quarter and in the first even. And credit to the Bulldogs for sticking in, not giving up, and not getting smashed after that. They got to level at three-quarter time. So many goals in that third quarter in particular. And then, unfortunately, got run over in the last quarter by 20 points. A few questionable umpiring decisions went against them. The standard of umpiring is questionable in that league as well, but in every league, and that's typical of umpires to be bad. But also, so congratulations to North Melbourne, and I know that the Bulldogs will be back up there again next season with the playing list they have if they can keep them all. So you haven't checked out that match day vlog and seen the post-match celebrations with the Roos, etc. Go and check that out if you haven't already. It's on my channel. Today, I did a golking challenge with Paula Povic from the Box Hill Hawks VFLW side. She's a young star on the rise. She'll be 20 soon. And it was a great golking contest. Go check out the highlights reel of some of the best goals in that golking challenge, as the full video will be out tomorrow night on Tuesday night. Go check out the highlights. It's a great contest and one not to miss. I guarantee you that. And so many great goals, which some of them, only some, are on the Instagram channel right now, AFL Info Live. So go and check out that and look forward to the video and golking challenge in full tomorrow night. Okay. Now, some more big news for you all. Now, this isn't confirmed that it's definitely happening, but conversations have been had with certain people to potentially bring back the return of the Scoops merch. Yes, you heard that correctly. The return of the Scoops merch, potentially. If you really, really want the Scoops merch, please message me and tell me you want it. Don't just say you do and then you don't want it. You don't want it, it's fine. If you want the return of the Scoops merch, and I know over time I've had a few messages going, I would love to have a shirt or a hat or a hoodie or a water bottle or anything like that. You just send me a message and show your keen interest. I'm looking to hopefully get it back, but I'm talking with someone at the moment that could help me with all this again. And working through all that. So if that goes to plan, you could be setting the return of the Scoops merch. But if you people really, really, really want it, send me a message. Go vote on my poll on Instagram and vote yes, absolutely, you want it back. I also put an option saying what type of merch would you like? Would you like T-shirts, hats, etc.? There's a poll, you can fill it out, or message me if the poll's expired by the time you're listening or watching this. The return of the Scoops merch may be happening. You may see some of your old favourite shirts come back, but you may also see some new ones come back. I want to make this big. If it's going to come back, it's going to come back big. I can't just let it go, oh, yeah, it's back. No, it's back, and back with a bang on Kick It to Scoops. All right. Let's also start off with this. If you know any AFL, AFLW players, any up-and-coming draftees or any state league players like VFLW, Waffle W, Samford W, VFL, Samford, Waffle, and you love some of the podcasts or up-and-coming draftees, and you love some of the podcasts and the Golden Challenge or an interview, please send me a message trying to get something sorted. Obviously, the one with Paula Povic today, a bunch of other players I've had on previously as well. So if you want to go see more of them, and some more interviews which have been posted on the channel already recently with Michaela Porger, the GWS star recruit. She was a premiership player of Brisbane last year. That video is on the channel, and that's a big episode. A great get for me. She's a ribbing person, had her on. Go and check that out if you haven't already, from the Giants, formerly at the Brisbane Lions. And also Jacinta Baldwin, for a third time, young star draftee for the Brisbane Lions, part of their academy. I had her on Thursday as well. So go and check out those two interviews in particular. We'll greatly appreciate it. Even if you just watch a few minutes, leave a comment and let me know your thoughts on how the interview went or whatever part of the interview you're listening to. We greatly, greatly appreciate it. Even if it's a few minutes. I understand some people don't watch full interviews with anyone. If you can watch a few minutes, I would greatly appreciate it. And let me know your thoughts on whatever the part of it that you're listening to. And if you know anyone, as I said, please let me know and we'll try and get something sorted. Alrighty. Also, you want me on Cameo. Head to cameo.com/CooperG. You want me to roast a friend, wish my birthday, anything at all, cameo.com/CooperG. He's always there 24/7. I love doing Cameo videos. I've done a fair few recently, and they want me to roast people. They want to do their Supercoach league. I get a fair few for Supercoach leagues and fantasy leagues and everything like that. And when their draft orders ranked and want me to pick players like from 1 to however many people are in the league. And so pretty fun. I like doing it. And I know the people, they send me a message saying how much they loved it. So I greatly appreciate it if you could do that. If not, get ready for the potential return of the merch. And something that is free that you don't have to do, that you do have to do because it's free, it's smash the like button. We're aiming for 20 likes for this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. We're over 2,700 followers here on YouTube. I really appreciate it. Instagram is approaching 5K and over 56K on Facebook. Means a lot to, to see the likes and subs go up. Truly means a lot. And also to every person I have on the podcast, truly, truly do appreciate you a lot as well. And you know that very much so. Everyone I've had on from the very start to now and in the future, I do really appreciate you all very, very much. I look forward to always doing interviews and Golking challenges and videos with everyone involved. So I really do appreciate it. I don't do the videos like the interviews and Golking challenges for money or people that have to do it for work. So I do it because I love doing it. I do it because I like it, and I enjoy interacting with every single player or coach or whoever it is, whatever they are. I love doing Golking challenges and interviews with them. It's so much fun, and I love doing it, and I'll continue to be doing so for a very, very long time. And that's not an insult. That's a true fact of life. Yeah. All right, there we go. All right. Now, please welcome the world famous segment, Scoops Goes Bang. Oh, Scoops, what are we going to bang on about? Oh, you know. Oh, you didn't know? You better call somebody. Let's see if you get that reference. I know there's a certain wrestling fan that will get that reference. All right. Now, there's a reason why I say the umpiring is a joke, because it is. Now, everyone knows I'm not a fan of Richmond. In fact, I don't really care for the Richmond men's team at all, okay? But they were robbed on the weekend against Port Adelaide. Match fixing at its finest. Now, people are going to say again, oh, come on. No. They were robbed right in front of me. You want me to tell you why? When the scores were even or like 2 points the margin, it was under a goal. It was like 2 points, 1 point, 3 points, even, whatever. It was late in the third quarter. You had Charlie Dixon, you had Georgiades, you had Ollie Lord, just shoving people, getting away with it. That should be Richmond frees, and Port got goals from these. 5 goals in a row from Port, all weren't there. From late in the third to the start of the last. Apparently, Georgiades can play on from the boundary line twice off his mark and not get called to play on, okay? And then you can have Dixon shove players and Ollie Lord as well. It's just like Dixon didn't deserve 3 of his 4 goals. He shoved players, Bolter and a Broad, I think, as well. Like, it's just completely crap that they could get away with it. Like, I don't like it. I like Port Adelaide. I don't like Richmond. So you cannot be calling me biased in this scenario at all. I mean, you had Dwayne Russell, you had Marcus Shudo, and there was a third commentator. I can't think of their name at the moment. I can't think who it was. I don't remember. But regardless, they were agreeing with me in all those calls, just shaking their heads in disbelief of these umpires. They're just getting away with shoving players, 2 hands in the back like this and going like that, shoving them, and bloody obvious too. Now, is it because it was in Port Adelaide? In Adelaide, do they get favoured more? Pretty much they did. It's just, I don't like it. It's ridiculous. The umpiring is a joke. It always has been a joke. And Richmond were robbed in this game. Match fixing at its finest. The AFL this is now another one. The AFL need to change their higher-ups. Andrew Dillon and Laura Kane officiating this competition the worst it has ever been in my existence, and I'm pretty sure everyone else's existence. This is a joke. Okay? The tribunal stuff is laughable. The MRO stuff's laughable. The umpiring's laughable. The rule change, like the academies and everything that they're trying to do, it's laughable. Laura Kane and Andrew Dillon try explaining themselves, and they just keep embarrassing themselves every time they try and explain themselves. They embarrass them. The more times they speak, the more times they sound more ridiculous. Just please, Laura and Andrew Dillon, it's time for you both to go. Now. Not at the end of the year, now. You're an embarrassment to the competition. You're ruining the game. You're not helping the game. You're ruining it. Yeah, I saw Jared Waitley, and I didn't watch it all, but I saw the quotes. I saw the facial reactions of Jared and actually both Jareds and Dwayne. And, just seeing their reactions to Laura Kane try to give up excuses for some of the stuff they're doing. It's just like they're shaking their head going, and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And it's just like, wow. It's laughable, and it's a joke. The competition is a joke right now, and they are both the two. Andrew Dillon and Laura Kane are the two that are embarrassing themselves week in and week out. Lift your game! Pathetic. How many times I have to tell you to lift your game, and you don't listen? Now, also, Nate Caddy not getting suspended is an absolute disgrace, to be honest. People can say that Tex Walker shoved him, blah, blah, blah. And he still clipped Jordan Dawson, who got concussed from that. And then we didn't see him. And now he's not going to play this week against whoever they're playing Adelaide. I think they're playing Hawthorn, whoever, it doesn't matter. He's not going to play Jordan Dawson, unfortunately. And Nate Caddy shouldn't be playing against St Kilda this week either. He shouldn't be. And people are going to say, is that why you say he should be suspended because he's playing St Kilda and you're worried about him? I'm not worried about Nate Caddy. In fact, it's better for them if Nate Caddy's not in and they play the two rucks instead. And Peter Wright comes back in, who I would rather not play. And I'd rather Goldstein not play as well. But we'll see what they do with selection because Caddy's now not suspended and it's an absolute disgrace and he should have been suspended. And Ben Keys, could he have been suspended? That's an interesting one as well. But the AFL, they just show the inconsistencies with their reasonings. I think it was Hamish Brayshaw said a while back that Dangerfield did something similar to someone else who got 3 or 4 weeks for something, and then Dangerfield gets nothing. And this proves another point of mine that the protected players in the comp always get protected, and the players they don't give a shit about, they make examples out of, and they don't care about them. Unless your name's Paddy Dangerfield, or if your name is Marcus Bontempelli, or someone like that, the AFL don't care about you. They don't. They simply don't. They only care about who they like. Lift your game, pathetic tribunal. Michael Christian's got to go as well. He should have been gone a long time ago, Michael Christian. People want to gill out so bad. Well, now how dumb does that decision look? That you all wanted to gill out. I didn't want him out, and now this is what you're left with. Think about it. Hope you guys and girls enjoy that edition of the world-famous segment, Scoops Goes Bang. All right. Now, let's now go through... I haven't mentioned St Kilda yet now, have I really? What a win for my Sainers over the Eagles. Yeah, I was pretty happy with that. 70-point win or so, 72 points. It's the biggest Saints win in 10 years or so, which is amazing to think. We got the win and I was really happy with it. More injuries over Liam Henry as well. Now I'm 360. I briefly heard Ross Lyon tonight saying that Brad Crouch and Seb Ross will probably not play again this year, which is frustrating. Jack Hayes the same. Philippo should be a couple of weeks, but it's just frustrating. More injuries. Our VFL is 2 points out of the top 10. We've been in it basically all into the last week, the week before this week. So it's just frustrating, and it's a tight comp and you want to qualify. But get these guys like Philippo, who's actually a game off qualifying, I think, who actually has qualified, providing he doesn't play a certain amount of AFL games. And Paddy Dow's the same, and like a lot of the young players, it'd just be good to see them go well, But look, yeah, you know what I mean. Right, so let's now go through my round 19 AFL team of the week. Alrighty. Right, from the back line, the pockets, Jaden Hunt and Connor Iden. Full back, Rory Lobb. Half back line, the flankers, Jack Sinclair and Lockie Whitfield. Centre half back, James Sicily. Wingers, Caleb Sarong and Adam Trelaw. Centreman, Harry Sheezel. Half forward line, the flankers, Tim Membry and Ben Keys. Centre half forward, Darcy Fogarty. Forward line, the forward line, the pockets, Jack Ginnivan and Connor McDonald. Full forward, Charlie Curnow. The ruckman, Rowan Marshall. Rovers, Sam Flanders and Andrew Brayshaw. Interchange, Jamara Ugelhagen, Michael Walters, Tom Green, Josh Rochelle, and Mason Wood. The emergencies, Jesse Hogan, Luke Bruce, Jai Amos, Daniel Rioli, Ben Mackay, Ryan Mansell, and Josh Tracy. Right, so let's get that banner up, shall we? Okay, now look at the fire in the background here. You're liking the fire I've added to a lot of my thumbnails. Let me know you down below. Look at the fire team I have here. Reasons. We'll start off with the backline as per usual. Jane Hunt had 35 disposals for the Eagles. He didn't have any kickouts. He might have had one. So, fair enough to deserve a spot in the team of the week. Not necessarily for Brownlow votes. But yeah, in the team of the week, yep, absolutely. Rory Lobb did an umber on Jeremy Cameron, who was useless. Connor Iden had 27 disposals. I need to say more? And Gold Coast's forwards did nothing. Lockie Whitfield had 40 possessions. Do I need to say more? James Sicily had 28, 30 touches as a key defender. Do I need to say more? Jack Sinclair had 30 possessions. Do I have to say more? Caleb Sarong had 34 possessions. Harry Sheezel kicked 2 in 35. Adam Trelaw kicked 3 in 31. So he's self-explanatory. Timmy Membry had 5 goals, 24 disposals, 12 marks, 10 score involvements, 7 tackles. Timmy Membry was the GOAT this round. Darcy Fogarty kicked 4 and had a big impact and a big say in the Crows beating the Bombers. Ben Keys the same, kicked 5, had 22, a bit like Membry. Absolutely killed it, Ben Keys, 10 score involvements. Jack Ginnivan kicked 2 and 32 as a small forward. That's a lock in the team. Charlie Kerner kicked 4. Connor McDonald kicked 4 and was a big part of why the Hawks smashed the Pies, whose final season is over, by the way. Rowan Marshall had over 20 disposals again, 29 hit-outs, destroyed Bailey Williams 2 times this year now. Sam Flanders had 43 possessions, need I to say more, and played midfield. Andrew Brayshaw had 41. That's an absolute obvious choice. Now, this forward line was really hard for me to select. As shows by my emergency list. Jamari Ugelhagen makes the bench, kicked 4. You could argue he got a few of them late, I guess, but he was really good. Michael Walters kicked 4. Josh Rochelle kicked 3 and had 16 touches and was the game, kicked the match-winning goal. The Rochelle party, karma to the Bombers after Draper lied on the ball and they got screwed. The Crows, they screwed them. Mason Wood kicked 3, 4 and had 19 disposals, 8 marks. Had he kicked straight, and all 4 of his misses were pretty gettable. One on his opposite foot, snap around the body on his right foot. He's a lefty. He easily could have kicked 5 to 7 goals. So, he was a lock. Just because of those other forwards kicked 4 and had similar numbers is why he was on the bench. Kicks 5 and he's on the field for probably McDonald or Ginnivan. So, yeah, it was a lock though, Mason Wood. So Jesse Hogan 4, and so did Luke Bruce, and so did Jai Amos, and Josh Tracy kicked 3. So they were all stiff, but here we are. Ryan Mansell kicked 3, so small pressure forward. And what about him embarrassing Asava Radagalia? Absolute comical hour from Asava. An absolute masterclass performance from Ryan Mansell, especially in that moment. Ben Mackay, you could argue, was stiff at Lobb and Sicily and Iden are there ahead of him. And Daniel Rioli had 28 possessions off halfback. I thought he did really well. I'm pretty sure he kicked a goal as well. So, that's my reasons for the team of the week. Let me know your thoughts on my team of the week and the graphics too down below. Alrighty. Let's now go through my Supercoach talk. Supercoach talk. Alrighty. This round, I scored 2,263. I remained in the top 29%. My captaincy and vice captain stuffed me up again. So if you want someone you want me to screw their points up and I've got them, either to bring them in or to put the captain and vice captain. I had Noah Anderson as the vice captain, scored like 59. Then I had Butters as captain, scored like 80. So shit the bed on, maybe 79, 84, some crap like that, 89 max. So it's like comical hour picking my Supercoach captain and vice captain this year. It hasn't really worked at all. Dacos lets me down when I put it on him, etc. I've got 3 trades left still to go. So still got 3 trades. So 59 and 89 for Anderson and Butters. So I had Treloar go massive, getting 148, and Sarong getting 140. Tom Green finally not getting robbed, got 117. He argued he could have got more. Sheasel had 138. Jordan Clark had 113. And Sam Flanders, who got robbed, had 128. And Kerno and Moore had 106. Mana had 95. Decent for technically a rookie. But outside of that, the other usual suspects, like Laird, got robbed of points, might I add. Freaking only 91. It should have 120. Dacos, underperforming. Walsh is really underperforming. Zach Fisher got subbed off and got 38. Absolute stupid from North Melbourne. That's why they lost. Heaney only getting 72. It's not good enough. Sexton's playing all over the ground, so he only got 60. So really disappointing with some of these players, and mainly the club subbing Zach Fisher off is just stupid. He had like 13 touches. Clarko, what the hell are you doing? But here you are. Now let's go through my Supercoach league. I was having a look at it last night, and it's very, very tight. We've got some familiar names here in the top 10 now. So let me get it up in front of me. I'm 151 in my league. Not too happy. We've got Declan Rowe and the Saints on 42,216. In second place, we have Justin on 42,045. In third place, we've got Rolls Macca, who's slid down now, 42,032. He's 13 behind second place. In fourth place, I have Riley, who's on 41,832. He's about 200 behind Rolls Macca. Fifth place, we've got Ben on 41,780. In sixth place, we've got Zach, 41,771. And in seventh place, we have Shano on 41,726 for Shano. 41,726. He's in seventh place. And let's see where Graz is. Graz, Studi's in 16th, and Graz is in 19th place. So, yeah, there you go. All right, let me know your thoughts on how your Supercoach is going. I've got 3 trades left. How much do you have? I'm looking at upgrading someone, but like they've got the Kruger on the bench thing. I've got Dowling, I've got Wilson Humphreys, and I've got Manor. So I'm trying to fix a combination of which one I bench or trade that's to put on the bench, and which one do I upgrade. Do I have to make the ones that got money? Kruger's now going to probably be out for a little bit. So, it's just I have to work that out. And when I do these 2 moves, I have to do them both in a row. So do I hold it for another week and let Humphreys and Dowling and Manor go up again? I would do that if it was earlier in the year, absolutely. In fact, I'd be keeping them. But I need to upgrade. One of those good players, Dowling, Manor, and Humphreys, one of them has to go for me to do this upgrade. It's not just going to work dumping Kruger. So I can just downgrade Kruger, and it's like I can upgrade Kruger. I need to be getting rid of Manor or Dowling or Humphreys to do that. And it would be for a forward, most likely too. So that's who I'd be getting, like a premium. So, and I don't think I've got a midfielder that can go into the forward line, like a premium. No, I don't. So yeah, it'll be for a forward. But then Sexton, I've got the problem with Sexton. Is he going to get dropped? Then, yeah, it's just an awkward one. There's Zach Fisher. Does he get dropped? So it's just it's like a few things I've got to keep an eye out on now, which is really annoying. So, yeah, we'll have to see what happens there. All right. Let's now go review the round 19 games, rather. By the way, my Scoops medal, people wondering where the hell is your Scoops medal votes this year? You haven't done any. That's on purpose. The big extravaganza show, the 2024 Scoops AFL medal, will be the Scoops medal, the AFL version, will be in between it's in the bye round of the AFL, which is the week 1 of the AFLW season starting up. So it's between round 24 and the week 1 of finals. That's when my Scoops medal for the AFL version will be out, a big extravaganza show. I'm going to put a lot of work still into that. and I have put a lot of work in behind the scenes for that as well. Right, reviewing round 19. It started at Essendon, and it started with Essendon and Adelaide at the I was going to say MCG, then I was going to say Gabba for some reason, at Marvel Stadium. The Crows got what they deserved, and that was karma. Back to Essendon, 113 Essendon, 115 Adelaide. It's karma for the last time Adelaide Oval when Draper laid on the ball and Tex, whoever it was, should have had a shot at goal. It was Tex, should have had a free shot at goal, and he probably would have kicked and they would have won. And they could have been in the finals mix. This is what I mean about Crows got screwed last year of finals from bloody the Ben Keys goal that wasn't given a goal against the Swans, who ended up making finals in place of them. Basically, it's just shit show. They know how to get screwed out of a final series, the Crows. And really, this could come back to bite them in the arse. If they finish the year off well, yeah, but, you know, Fogarty and Keys were clutch. Josh Rochelle with the clutch goal at the end, celebrating the crowd, hugging the fan. Glad to see the fan hasn't been suspended because you know what they're like at the moment. But yeah, great game for them. Draper had patches where he did okay. Rolly O'Brien, I thought, though, dominated the ruck. You know, Cole Langford was reasonable for them. Some okay contributors. Caldwell should play against the Saints. They said they only subbed him off because he passed the concussion test, but he would have had to wait too long, and they wanted to bring on their sub at that time, which was... Who was their sub? But it was Archie Perkins, that's right. But the Crows, they lost Nick Murray and Jordan Butts, so they lost two key defenders. I know they still had Mark Keane, McElhaney could have played down there, but, you know, you don't want to ideally do that. They had to do that. And Elliot Hillberg had to swing down there a little bit, I guess. So at least they had other options, though, I suppose, the Crows. And Mitch Hinge plays a bit taller than he actually is. All right, next game, it was Gold Coast and GWS. Gold Coast lose another away game, 89-50, 39 points. Giants did what the Giants did. They were in control for pretty much the whole game. Got the job done. The Suns forwards did nothing. Noah Anderson was quiet. He had 27 touches, but did nothing in efficiency-wise. He had like 10 turnovers. Now, I know I had him in Supercoach. And then, you know, like, besides Flanders and maybe Ned Moyle to a degree, no one else really stepped up in big numbers. They're missing Tuke Miller and Jared Witts in particular, going to keep that in mind. And they lose another away game, and they've got a home game this week against the Brisbane Lions at the Q-Clash at Heritage Bank Stadium, I call it, or Metricon. I don't want to call it that other name because I don't want to call it that name, simple as that. They're undefeated at home. They haven't won a game away from home. So they're playing at home this week. So logic's saying they beat Brisbane this week. But we'll see. Giants, so Whitfield was good. Connor Iden, Jesse Hogan was good as well. The Saints 113-41 with the Eagles. The Saints by 72 points. The biggest Saints win in 10 years or so, apparently, which is a bit of a concern. And I've always said St Kilda never win big. And this game, you know, people do say, oh, you just beat West Coast, mate. Pipe down. Yeah, I get that it's West Coast. But to beat anyone by that margin is very convincing. Now, I didn't say it's an amazing win. In the grand scheme of things, it is if it was someone higher ranked. But I get that. It's funny, though, also, right? You know, for the people that say, oh, Saints are a bottom four team, blah, they're no good. Well, going off your logic saying that, technically, isn't it beating a team around us on the ladder by 72 points freaking impressive? Like, you know, when you think about it in your logic, that's a great win because we beat someone, according to you guys, around us or that a level is like us. So technically, it's a great win, according to you. I say it's a good win. It'd be an amazing win if it was someone better than them and better than West Coast and North and Richmond. But yeah, great win. Happy with memory kicking 5 and having all those stats I peeled off before. Marshall was great. Sinclair was good. Mason Wood was good. Really happy with Dan Butler's pressure and tackling. As always, that's why Dan's in the team. You know, it's just great to see get us win. Steely did his job as well. All right. And then West Coast Jaden Hunt was the only good player. The rest didn't bother to turn up. And Timmy Membry took Tom Barras to the cleaners under Timmy. And Zach Jones, I wanted to message Zach Jones. I'm glad I just remembered him. Zach Jones had 26 disposals at 96% efficiency and had 10 score involvements and 7 tackles. Yep, 10 score involvements, 2 goal assists, 5 clearances as well. Right, and Zach Jones, a guy who's been heavily criticised and had some idiot message him crap the other day. 92% efficiency, hey? And Zach, and you know, the people that shit talk Zach Jones, well, he's playing AFL and he's played around 200 games and you've played 0. So, yeah, he did really well. Happy for him, and he should stay in the team clearly this week. against the Bombers. Alrighty, let's go to the next game, which was the upset of the year, or one of the upsets of the year. Hawthorn 66 points, 133 to 67. Now, when I say upset of the year, I don't mean the upset of the year. I mean, like, in terms of context, maybe like the way it played out. Like, Collingwood aren't in the greatest of form, but 66 points. They never fired a shot. They know they kicked like 111 at half time in the first half, but unexcusable. The Hawks were 7-8, and the Hawks just absolutely destroyed them. Ginnivan and McDonald and Sicily and Day and Lloyd Meek, just played really well for the Pies. Literally no one turned up. The Dacos brothers did absolutely nothing. Darcy Carrion was one of their highest ranked players, and he didn't really do that much, to be honest. I mean, he was good, when you think about it, but like nothing to impact the result, I guess. But yeah, the Pies were shit. Their season's over. Mathematically, they can clearly still make it with how even the sides are. I mean, the way the Pies are playing, and Melbourne for that matter, both their seasons are shot, I feel. But then that means Essendon and Geelong are saying whose seasons I also think are shot. So some of them will probably scrape in, so we'll have to wait and see. But they were dog shit, the Pies. They were serving cold pies at the MCG on Saturday afternoon. The Saturday night games, these won't really get you excited to a degree. Port Adelaide won by 41 points, 116-75. As I said earlier, Richmond were robbed, match fixing, 5 goals in a row. Paul got from late in the third, started last. They didn't deserve the win. Dixon and Georgiades and Lord can just shove people, 2 hands in the back, and nothing happens. Absolutely ridiculous, if you ask me. I thought Ryan Mansell played his part. Dan Rioli kicked 2 and 28, so he was different from my team, as I mentioned. Logan Evans played his part, as did Ollie Wines. And yeah, Butters was absolutely shit again. As I said, Dion Prestia played his part, and Ryan Mansell did 3 goals, 12 disposals, and 7 tackles. The other night game was Geelong and Bulldogs. Geelong 48, Bulldogs 95. Bulldogs by 47 points. Geelong are pretenders, I told you, when they play a different team that's not at the bottom, they get shown how shit they really are, and how lucky they've been throughout the year. And their fixturing's been pretty easy for where they finished last year. All these home games, and they can't win them all the time anymore, which is great to see. Their fans are fake fans, like they leave early. Like, you stay to the end. No matter the conditions, you stay to the end. You don't leave early. That's just pathetic. And therefore, you'd be a fake fan if you leave early and you've got no valid reason to do so. Of course, if something's happened, then of course we understand that. But if you just leave because, screw, I'm not watching this shit. Well, fake fan. Now, but first to the Bulldogs in this game, they beat Geelong from the start to finish. And it was led by Adam Treloar. Again, their best player this year by far. Do not give me any other name. Adam Treloar has clearly been their best player. You don't see any other player pull those numbers that he's got 3 and 31, or if you do, it's rare, and Treloar's doing that consistently. Adam Treloar is an All-Australian player. He's I'm telling you right now, he is automatically in my All-Australian team. I don't give a shit if he gets out for the rest of the year. He is staying in there. Unless he plays the next 5 weeks and has like 1 disposal each game and doesn't get subbed out, he's not injured, then maybe not. But he's not, so he's staying in. Simple as that. He's already in, but I won't be taking him out, so put it that way. You can take it to the bank that Adam Treloar will be in the All-Australian team this year, in mine and in the real one. And there'll be other players too, but since we're on the topic of Adam Treloar, just letting you know that he's been their best player this year by the country mile, and he should win their BNF, so pipe down. All right. Now, Geelong were useless, and no player deserves to get mentioned, other than Jeremy Cameron got embarrassed by Rory Lobb. Rory Lobb, playing a key defender, embarrassed Jeremy Cameron. Says how Jeremy Cameron played. And Ollie Dempsey, rising star favourite, my ass. 1 goal, 5 touches. Darcy Wilson doesn't pull numbers that low. Tell you that right now. Darcy Wilson is still my rising star tip this year. Darcy Wilson. Harley Reid also doesn't deserve it. Gee, Harley had a great game on the weekend. He did nothing except give away frees and run too far. Good job, Harley. Maybe that's what you get for talking to Simo like that. And by the way, this also showed too that Adam Simpson wasn't the problem. Okay? It's the players that are no good, not Adam Simpson. I told you this is why they shouldn't have got rid of Simo, and they played with a different coach, and they were still shit. So don't blame Adam Simpson, blame the players. And maybe blame the list management too. Anyway, let's just quickly go through these other games. We've got Brisbane 79, Sydney 77, Brisbane by 2 points. What a win. What a win for the Brisbane Lions. A win that will make them very, very happy. Calamar achieved a late goal and a late point. Could have gone down it went down the other end, had a few chances the Swans, and they didn't get it done. They lost not Isaac Keaney, who was quiet. They lost Tom Papley to an ankle injury, could be out for a while as of this recording. And Dane Rampy, who's 34. I couldn't believe he's 34. He's copped an injury as well. Will this be Dane Rampy's last year? We'll have to wait and see. They've still got McCartan and not Florent. Well, they do, but he's not a key defender. Malikan and Rampy and McCartan. Talking about Rampy. They got others as well. Aaron Francis as well. Nick Blakey, etc. But yeah, they didn't get the job done. They're missing a few players. Justin McInerney as well. Callum Mills didn't play. Luke Parker played. But for Brisbane, it was Neil and McCluggage and Zorko and Rayner and McInerney and Danaher that did the job for them. Right, two other games which I have zero interest in talking about quickly. For long. Nah, I'm joking. I am pushed for time, though. So, Fremantle 116 defeated Melbourne 66, Freo by 50 points. Well, look, unacceptable performance for Melbourne. Their season's shot. They might make the 8, but their season's shot. They're not going to do any damage if they're going to keep playing like this. Shows that Max Gawn is very important to them. Why Tom Fullerton didn't play the ruck, give him a chance. If you saw Simon Goodwin's comments towards Tom Fullerton, it's pretty harsh, and just shows what they think of Tom Fullerton. If Harrison Petty's playing ruck and did nothing the week prior, and now they're giving him another go, and he was even worse. So if Fullerton doesn't get a game this week and Gawn doesn't play, he might as well just leave right now. Freo, Sarong and Brayshaw and Walters turning back the clock. It's rare for Michael Walters. He has one good game every 10 weeks, and this was that game. Were good, and Melbourne were shit, pretty much. Outside of Stephen May, maybe Jake Bowery, the rest, and Jack Billings, who was a sub, who hit the goal, had 18 disposals in 49 minutes, did more in 49 minutes than everyone did the whole bloody game. That says how bad they were when the sub, who played 49 minutes, had more disposals than every player on the ground bar 2 Melbourne players. That just shows how shit they were. That a sub, no matter who it is, could have more disposals in 49 minutes than everyone basically had in 120 minutes. Embarrassing. Last game. Now, embarrassing. Talking about match fixing and umpiring bullshit. Carlton and North Melbourne. North Melbourne played well. You can consider themselves slightly robbed as well. 88 to 107. Carlton by 19 points. You know, Matt Owies was really good and Charlie Curnow, but North, I thought Sheezer was good. I thought, all round, I thought they had moments where they looked all right. No particular plays besides Sheezer that shot out from you. Bailey Scott, actually, I thought was pretty good. Like, you saw moments from Curtis who kicked 3 and had 12 touches and had 4 tackles, like 7 marks or something. Yeah, 7 marks. So there's players that stepped up in moments, and it's just, disappointing for them that that's how it panned out in the end, because they really deserved the win. They're having some okay games besides that Sydney game recently, the Roos. But they're still not good enough, obviously, and everything like that. Aiden Core had some big tasks this year, Kerno and Max King, Logan McDonald, etc. So he's had some big matchups this year and done all right on some. So maybe when people had to go Max King for Aiden Core beating him, that's not what I said, that's what some people said. Maybe look at who else Aiden Core's beaten and maybe give Max King some credit. Jesus Christ. But yeah, now let's go through the round 20 games and wrap it up. Friday night not the MCG. Friday night at Marvel Stadium at 7:40 Vic time, it's Carlton and Port. I'll be tipping Carlton by 10 points. Saturday, 1:45 at Blundstone Arena, it's North Melbourne hosting Geelong. I'll be tipping North Melbourne in an upset by 1 point. I can just see this happening. Geelong don't play there much. 4:35 at Metricon Stadium, Heritage Bank Stadium, up on the Gold Coast. It's the Q Clash, 4:35 Vic time, Saturday. It is the Suns and the Lions. I'm going to tip the Suns in this one by 1 point because they're the home team. Also, 4:35 at Marvel Stadium on Saturday, it's my Saints hosting the Bombers. I'll be tipping the Saints in this one by 10 points. I've mentioned about the guys that won't be back, unfortunately, like Crouch and Ross, etc. And Filippo's not ready yet, so it's probably going to be an unchanged bloody team. Bring in Tom Campbell. Again, Ross, for God's sakes. Bat hard. Play 2 rucks. It always works. So bloody do it. And they're probably going to have 2 in Draper and Goldstein this week. And Peter Wright might be back too. So even if Goldie got dropped or Draper got dropped, Peter Wright will be the second ruck. So you still need second ruck. Do it. I'll be tipping the Saints by 10 points, as I said, and get some revenge after we got screwed by the umpires last time against Essendon. It's like 3-7 points. MCG, Melbourne v GWS, 7:30 Vic time. I'll be tipping GWS in this one by 15 points. The Derby, it's the round of the Derbies and everything. Freo, or for some games it is, Freo and West Coast, 8:10. Vic time at Optus Stadium Saturday night. I'll be tipping Fremantle on this one by 45 points. West Coast did beat them, though, earlier on in the year. Can history repeat itself? For a team that's been shit this year, lost their coach, Adam Simpson being sacked, basically, parted ways, whatever. They would love to get revenge and end their season on a high. They got 4 weeks to go still, 5 games. But if they could beat Fremantle and Jared Schofield gets his first win as interim coach, I think they'll be up and about and they won't really care about the season after that, rest of the season after that. Oh, they will, but you know what I mean. All right, Sunday games, 3 Sunday games. First, MCG, Sunday, 1:10, Collingwood and Richmond. I'll be tipping Collingwood in this one by 15 points, but don't discount the Tigers, is what I'll say. Sunday, 3:20 at the SCG. It's Sydney hosting the Bulldogs, 3:20 Vic time. I'll be tipping the Swans in this one by 15 points. And the last game, Sunday, 4:10 at the Adelaide Oval. It's Adelaide hosting the Hawks. I'll be tipping I'm tipping the Hawks in this one by 12 points. Tex Walker should be back, though, for the Crows. Or maybe Paddy Dowell and Tom Campbell come in for Hugo Garcia and Ryan Burns. There we go. My final thoughts are simply this. You want me on Cameo, head to cameo.com/Cooper G. Want me to roast a friend with someone on their birthday, anything at all, cameo.com/Cooper G. And if you know any AFL, A4W players, any up-and-coming draftees, or any state league players like Waffle W, VFL W, Sample W, VFL Waffle Sample, VFL W, Waffle W, Sample W, VFL W, up-and-coming draftee, or AFL, A4W, please send me a message, A4W or AFL. Please send me a message. I'll try and get something sorted for a Gold King challenge or an interview. Thank you all. The most important thing of all to remember is go the Saints. Subscribe on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. And go the Saints. And of course, acknowledge me, the one, and all aboard the Filippo train. Then, now,